Okay, year nine. Here is a video that's going to go over a few things that we did in financial maths last term. I'm not going to cover every single little detail, but just a few key questions that hopefully will help you out when you're doing your revision. So first thing we're going to look at is we're going to look at income tax. So we remember our friendly tax tables again. The details of this might differ in your question. Don't memorize these values. You just need to remember how they work and why they work. So for under this threshold, there's no tax, but everything you earn above that 18,200 threshold is then taxed at a certain rate. Now, the convenient thing about these tables is if you earn above this second threshold of 37,000, this value here, the 3572 value, is all of the tax that you would have gained in the previous bracket above. Okay, and we just add on whatever we earn above that threshold with the new rate of tax being 32.5 cents per dollar. Now, for the next bracket, this $17,547 value contains all of the tax of the previous brackets added together. So you don't need, you already sort of know exactly what you would earn if you earned exactly $80,000. Everything you earn above $80,000, your tax would be 37 cents for each dollar above that. Okay, and same on for the rest of it. Okay, so let's do a question here. First of all, we're going to find total income, and then we're going to find taxable income, and then we find her income tax. Okay, or tax payable is sometimes what it's called. So in this question here, we're going to look at all her income sources. So she has a yearly salary and an income from babysitting. Okay, so her total income is just those two values added together. So we get our calculator out and we pop it in our calculator. So 34479 plus 1950, and we get our total income 36429. 36429 is our value total income. Now her taxable income is going to be all of that, okay, minus her deductions. So it's 36429 minus any deductions that she has. So we just simply take that away, 1570, and we get our answer 34859. 348. Did I remember that correct? 859, yep. Okay, and that's her taxable income. So that's the value that we use when we're trying to calculate her tax. Okay, so when we do her taxable income, we've got to work out what row she's in. She's in row 2. Okay, so it's going to be 19 cents for everything she earns over $18,200. So we can go 3,485.9 minus 18,200, and then we're going to times that by 0.19. Okay, so we can go that minus 18,200 times 0.19, and that is the tax you'll pay, 3165.21. $3165.21 is the amount of tax that she will pay in that year. Okay, so then finally, will she get a tax refund or balance payable? So we've got to compare that value of the tax she should pay versus the tax that she did pay. So is this value less or more than this value here, the tax that she did pay? We realize that it's less, so she should get a refund. So her refund will be, so 99, it's going to be the tax she paid minus the tax she should have paid, and the difference is going to be a refund. Now we should say refund or bill, just to be clear exactly what the case is. Now remember, in this question, it's a bit of a simplified question. We haven't added the Medicare levy as well, so that will also be added on to their tax and then used to calculate whether a refund or a bill is owed. Yes, depending on the details of that question. Okay, let's move on. We're going to look at some compound interest. Okay, so our compound interest formula, future value equals the present value times 1 plus the rate to the power of n. So what we need to do, so future value is what it will be after interest is added. The present value is what it was to begin with, and then the rate is usually per annum, and the number of terms is how many times that interest has been added. Now we've got to be careful here though, because we're given a rate per annum per year, but we're compounding at different rates. So we've got to convert both the rate and the number of periods to work out what the future value will be. So this will be future value. Okay, so the present value was 6,000, the original amount. The rate was, so it's 9%, except we're doing it monthly. So we're going to divide that by 12. And then the number of terms is going to be 4 times 12, because we're going to have 12 more months in order for that interest to be added. So we can pop that in our calculator, 6,000, okay, times 1 plus, and then put our calculator, go 9%. Okay, over 12. And then to the power of 4 times 12. And there's our future value, 8588. 43. We just go to the nearest cent whenever you're doing money. Okay, now quarterly, we can use these same values. If you've got a calculator, it's actually quite easy. We leave all the values in, but we change the 12s to 4s because we're going to have 4 times 4 quarters. And instead of dividing it by 12 to find the monthly rate, we're going to divide it by 4 to find the quarterly rate. So you don't need to change everything. You just change those values and you get your new value here. So 856573. Okay, 856573 is our quarterly rate. Okay, we just changed the 12s to 4s. And you can see it's slightly less than the monthly rate. So the more often you apply your interest, the more quickly it will grow. Let's change the 4s to 2s for 6 monthly, because there's 2 of those every year. And then we get 8532.60. 8532. Okay, so that's how we can work these questions out. Use the formula and then convert the rates and the number of periods, and just use a calculator to quickly change those values if you have a question like this where you have to use the same information but changing the time periods. Okay, let's do a couple more questions. We're going to calculate the value after 3 years of a new yacht that's depreciating 22%. Okay, so depreciation has a very similar formula. Okay, salvage and VO are pretty much the same as future value and present value. Salvage is a way that we can talk about the cost of something after it's depreciated. VO is the original value, or value originally. Okay, so the subscript O, so subscript means it's just written below the line. That just, it's a way of representing that. You'll see this in different forms, but just sort of showing you that now. It doesn't matter what letters you use in the formula, okay, as long as you're substituting and doing the same operations. So it's going to be 1 minus the R times the number of periods. So you can see depreciation is the same as compound interest, except so you're taking away. All right, so we're just going to find the salvage. It started at 34,000, I should say, and it was 1 minus 22%. Okay, and we're doing it for 3 years. So we pop that in our calculator, 34,000 multiplied by 1 minus 22% to the power of 3. Okay, and we get our value after 3 years. So it's more than halved its value, 1613477. 1613477 is our future value after 3 years, or our salvage. Okay, find the amount of depreciation. So it's just going to be the original value minus what its value was, and that will tell us how much money of value the yacht has lost. So 34,000 minus our answer gives us 1786523. Okie doke. So that's how we do depreciation. Now, with both of these, remember, you could get a question where you're asked to find, say, the present value given the salvage, or the VO, I should say, the original value when you told the salvage, and you just got to rearrange the equation to do so. You might have a question where you have to find the rate, and you'll have to rearrange it and do a root to the power, or to whatever n is on your calculator. So just remember, those are kinds of questions that might come up too. Final example that we'll do here, the purchase price of a new car is $29,000. It depreciates by 20% of its value at the start of each year. Use the guess and refine method to find how long it will take for the car to depreciate in value to 12,000. Okay, so we showed in class that you can use logarithms to do this exactly. But we don't need to do that just yet. You'll do that next year. So we're just going to use the guess and check method. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to set up our thing, and we're trying to, so we bought it for 29,000. Okay, and then it's depreciating by 20%. And we want to work out how many terms it will get to 12,000. I'm going to start with about 3 because I look at those values and I go, okay, it's less than half. So if you're going 20%, 20%, 20%, okay, we're going to get close to less than a half. So I'm just going to start with 3 as my value. Okay, I'm going to write n equals 3 here, sorry, in my working. So I go 29000 and then 1 minus 20%, and then to the power of 3, and I get my value of 14,848. Okay, and we realize, okay, it still hasn't depreciated enough. I'll then try the next year. So let's go n equals 4, and let's see what this equals. We just need to change the 3 to 4. And we go, okay, it's less than the value. Okay, so 11,878.40. 11,878.40. Okay, so therefore, it will take 4 years. So remember, when you use guess and check, you need to show your working, show what your values that you've used, and then your answers. And you need to be sure that you haven't missed something. So when I've done 3 and 4, 3 was too much, 4 was underneath the value. So I know that 4 is the answer. If I went 3, which was too much, and then guessed 5, you would have to check 4 as well. So you want to try and get the 2 values on either side so that you know that that is the first value that goes under the one that you're looking for. Okay. Thanks. Good luck with today, and I'll see you later.